All right, let's dive into something that I think we can all agree on. Quick and easy ground beef meals. I'm sure you're listening because you want delicious and you want efficient, right?
Definitely.
Okay, good. Well, we're taking a deep dive into this blog post today that's absolutely packed with recipes.
Oh, cool.
Tons of tips, FAQs, all about how to use ground beef.
Nice.
But we're going way beyond the basic burger here, I promise.
You know, what's really interesting to me is that ground beef is often thought of as like this very basic starting point.
Right.
This blog post really showcases how incredibly versatile it can be.
Okay, I'm excited. Let's get into it. First things first. Why does this blog consider ground beef a kitchen hero?
Well, I mean, from a purely nutritional standpoint, ground beef is packed.
Yeah.
Protein, iron, B vitamins, all of the things to keep you going.
Keep you full.
Exactly. And if you're a little more health conscious, you can always go for a leaner ground beef. Makes a big difference.
And let's be real, the fact that you can freeze ground beef for months.
Oh, yeah.
Total lifesaver. No more like, oh my gosh, what am I going to make for dinner?
Right.
You've got this backup plan sitting in your freezer.
Absolutely. And especially now with, the economy the way that it is, it's nice that ground beef is a really affordable protein.
Yeah, very true.
Good for your wallet. Good for you.
Good for everybody. Okay, so we've established it's practical, right? It's good for you. It's affordable. But here's where it gets interesting. This blog goes so far beyond, the typical tacos, spaghetti. I mean, yes, those are in there, but there's one-pot meals, hearty casseroles.
And it really just keeps going. We're talking Mexican, Asian-inspired dishes, soup, stews, like you would not believe.
Really?
And it just speaks to the adaptability of this ingredient. It's not just about speed. It's about, what do you like to eat? What are your dietary needs?
Right. And I feel like this blog really emphasizes, thinking outside the box.
Yes.
With ground beef. One recipe that I was like, what? Was taco sloppy joes.
Oh, wow.
Have you seen this?
I haven't.
Okay, so they take that classic sloppy joe filling, but then they give it a taco twist. They add cumin, chili powder, fire-roasted tomatoes.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It's next level.
I love that you picked that one out because it really is a great example of this fusion style of cooking where you can take something familiar and then really elevate it with some unexpected flavors.
Totally. Okay, well, speaking of speed, we have to talk about time-saving secrets because I know that's something we're all looking for. This blog really pushes batch cooking. Have you ever done batch cooking?
You know what? I used to be really intimidated by batch cooking, but I got to say, once you try it,
yeah,
it really changes the game. You have so much more free time during the week if you just get that one big cook out of the way.
Exactly.
And this blog takes it even a step further and suggests using things like slow cookers and pressure cookers.
Oh, yeah.
To just make it even easier. You come home, dinner's ready.
It's like having a personal chef.
Yeah, pretty much.
One thing that I found super helpful, they have this tip about using a food processor to quickly chop veggies.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
It's those little things that you're like, why wasn't I doing this before?
Totally. I think that's a theme throughout this entire blog is work smarter, not harder.
I love it.
And also, they're very aware of the picky eater struggle that we all face.
Yes.
So they've got tips on how to sneak those veggies in, use familiar flavors,
Right, and they have this amazing recipe for cheeseburger cups.
Oh, yeah, I saw those.
Where they use biscuits as the buns and they bake it in a muffin tin. So cute.
Adorable.
And then they had mini meatloaf muffins.
Oh, yeah. The kids would go crazy for this.
I know. Okay, well, speaking of kids, let's talk about the adults.
Okay.
Those of us who are watching our waistlines, does this blog have anything to say to us? Healthy options.
Absolutely. They really stress lean ground beef, lots of fresh vegetables, whole grains over refined grains.
Yeah.
And they have this great recipe. It's a ground beef and broccoli skillet.
Okay.
And it's a perfect example of, you can have flavor and nutrition all in one. It's a one-pan meal. Ready in under 30 minutes.
Oh, perfect.
What more could you ask for?
I love it. All right, so we've kind of gone over the basics, but I think what's really interesting is that this blog goes so much deeper.
Yeah, I agree. One thing that really stands out to me about this blog post is that ground beef is adaptable.
Yeah.
They really drive that point home.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not just American.
Right.
It's Mexican. It's Asian.
Yeah, it's like a culinary passport with ground beef.
And they don't stop at just recipes.
Right.
They give you all the context, all the tips, all the nutrition information.
Yeah.
It's like they want you to be really empowered in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Not just like blindly following a recipe.
Yeah.
But like, okay, I understand why this works.
Yeah, I noticed.
And I could do it.
Like, it's very accessible for different levels of cooks. Whether you're like, oh, I'm a pro.
Right.
Or I'm just starting out.
Yeah.
There's something here for everyone.
For sure.
And they don't assume you have like some crazy,
Right.
super fancy kitchen.
Yeah, they're talking slow cookers.
Yeah.
Pressure cookers, food processors, things that most people have.
Right.
Or can easily access.
They're just like, hey, we're real people. We're in this together.
Exactly.
Let's make this easy. Let's make it fun.
Exactly.
I love that.
And delicious.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun, those kid-friendly hacks were genius.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I'm totally stealing those cheeseburger cups.
Yeah, those are great.
Hiding those veggies and sauces, like genius.
Yeah, it's all about that.
Win-win situation.
Yes.
Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
And they're so budget conscious in this blog post.
Oh, yeah.
They're breaking it down, cost per serving.
Yeah.
Like they get it.
Yeah, they really do.
They understand that people are...
It doesn't have to be expensive.
Exactly.
To make a great meal.
You can eat delicious food without breaking the bank.
Totally.
That was one of my favorite takeaways, honestly.
Yeah, mine too.
And they don't compromise on flavor at all.
No.
There's something for everyone.
Right.
You want that comfort food, they got it.
Yeah.
You want something a little more adventurous? Taco Sloppy Joes, they got it.
Okay, speaking of, what did you think of the Taco Sloppy Joes?
Oh, I'm obsessed, my dear.
So, I have to admit.
I love when culinary boundaries are pushed.
Yeah.
It's such a great example of these unexpected flavors that come together.
Totally.
They also give those little extra details like prep time and shelf life.
Oh, yeah.
Super helpful for meal planning.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they've thought of everything.
Speaking of unexpected, I was pleasantly surprised by how many global recipes were included.
Right.
I thought it was going to be a very American.
Yeah, like very basic.
Yeah.
And it's not at all.
And they really go there.
That's where the versatility really shines.
Yes.
It can be the star of the show.
Yeah.
In so many different types of cuisines.
Yeah.
They've got stir fries. They've got rice bowls.
Right.
Things I'd never even heard of.
Really?
Like I was learning new things reading this blog post.
Yeah.
And it made it seem so doable.
I know.
Like, oh, I can make that.
Yeah, it wasn't intimidating at all.
And going back to that budget friendly.
Right.
It really drove home the point that no matter what your budget is, you can cook delicious, affordable food.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So important.
Oh, absolutely. And that cheeseburger soup sounded so good.
Oh, that one's going on the list.
I know.
Definitely.
And very affordable.
Yeah.
It's going right on my list.
Such a good example of stretching those dollars and still creating something really flavorful.
Totally.
And, I'm noticing this theme of efficiency that keeps popping up.
Yes.
And I think that's something we can all relate to.
Yes.
We're all so busy these days.
Yes.
Like they understand that we don't have all day to spend in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's not 1950 anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
So things have changed.
They're giving you a roadmap.
Yeah.
To less stress.
Yes.
And more joy in the kitchen.
Yes. That's what I got from it too.
Just little tips like batch cooking, using those appliances, pre-measuring your spices.
Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yes, exactly.
Those little things that make such a difference.
Yeah. And did you see the section on freezing cooked ground beef?
Oh, yeah.
Game changer.
Game changer. That's like a secret weapon in your freezer.
Like you come home, long day.
Yeah.
You're stressed.
Yeah.
Don't even think about dinner.
It's right there.
Just pull that out. You're done.
I love that.
Such a simple concept, but like revolutionary.
Yeah. And they really broke it down step by step.
Yeah, exactly. They give you all the instructions.
Yeah. It's those little details that really make this blog so great.
They really put the work in so you don't have to.
Yes. I love that.
Honestly, it's inspiring me to get more creative with my ground beef.
Yeah.
I tend to fall into the same old routines.
Yeah. Same.
But this is like, oh, there's a whole world out there.
Yes, I'm already making my grocery list.
Me too.
I'm like, okay, Taco Sloppy Joes, cheeseburger cups.
Oh, yeah. Those are happening.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that cheeseburger soup.
Woo.
Just to try it.
Oh, no, I know.
It's going to be a fun week.
I'm excited. As we wrap up our deep dive into quick and easy ground beef meals, I'm really struck by how much this blog has changed my perspective. I always thought of ground beef as so basic
Yeah.
But now, wow.
So versatile.
It's a whole world of possibilities. What I really liked is that it wasn't just about the recipes, it was about the techniques, the tips, and even addressing those little kitchen struggles that we all face, like picky eaters or a tight budget.
Right.
It's like they're speaking directly to us.
Oh, for sure. And those time-saving tips, game changers.
Totally.
Like batch cooking, using those appliances, just prepping things ahead.
Yeah. What was your favorite time-saving hack?
You know, I'm all about the freezer meal prep. It's like you come home after a long day and you don't even have to think about dinner. It's already done.
Right there in the freezer.
Exactly. It's like having a little safety net.
I love that. And I was really impressed by how much they embraced global cuisine. It wasn't just like, American staples. They had Mexican, Asian, even some fusion dishes.
Yeah, like that taco sloppy Joe.
Yes. Okay. So good.
It's amazing how ground beef can fit into all those different culinary traditions.
Mm-hmm.
And they made it feel so approachable, not intimidating at all.
It's like, you can do this.
Exactly. You got this.
And for people who are more health conscious, they didn't shy away from that either.
Oh, yeah.
They had a lot of good advice about incorporating lean ground beef, fresh veggies, choosing whole grains, things like that.
Right. It's all about that balance.
Yeah.
Feeling good and enjoying your meal at the same time.
Exactly. And they had some delicious examples too, like that ground beef and broccoli skillet. So simple and full of flavor.
Oh, so easy.
And one thing that I just kept coming back to is how much this blog emphasizes making mealtime fun and stress-free.
Yes.
Whether it's like those playful recipes for kids or those time-saving hacks for busy weeknights.
Exactly.
It's like they really understand the reality of our modern lives.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, hey, we get it. Cooking shouldn't be a chore. It can be enjoyable.
And it's kind of contagious, their enthusiasm. I'm definitely feeling inspired to get in the kitchen and get creative with my ground beef.
Me too. This blog really opened my eyes to a whole new world of possibilities. It's not just burgers and tacos anymore.
Right. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one takeaway you hope our listeners will remember?
I think the biggest thing is that ground beef is so adaptable. It really can be whatever you want it to be. Don't be afraid to experiment, try new things, have fun in the kitchen.
That's such a great point. And we want to leave you with a challenge. What's one ground beef recipe from this blog that you're excited to try? How are you going to make it your own? Add your personal touch. We would love to hear all about your culinary creations. Share your inspiration, your successes, even your kitchen mishaps. Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, happy cooking.